done. Thank you very much. Do you want to make a run for it? Thanks, darling.
Have a great show, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Somewhere, Jane. Somewhere I've actually got a headband. Somewhere. Goodness knows where. Good morning, everybody. How are you? We had weird noises on our microphones up until moments ago, so we're hoping that's gone. We can't hear it here.
No, we got perfectly good sound as far as we were concerned.
We are blissfully ignorant. Jane looking very lovely. I've come dressed as a cushion. I'm blending today.
It's fabulous top.
Do you know what? It's all about the William Morris tapestries, isn't it? Really,
It is, yeah.
We have a story to tell you, in which Jane gets mad.
I was fuming.
These are some of my favourite stories when they're not aimed at me. So Jane's fury at other people I can cope with. Jane, why were you furious?
We went to Blenheim Palace and it's beautiful and it's lovely. We went round the shop and it was all Christmassy and it was fabulous.
Lovely.
And then in the corner was all lovely William Morrissey things.
So you honed in.
I went straight there.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the cushions and I was like, you're joking me. $72.95 for a cushion that size.
Mm-hmm.
Backed in calico.
Was it velvet? Was it tapestry?
It was this fabric.
It was our tapestry, chenilles and tapestries. Yeah.
It was exactly the same as we use. It was about that size. It was square, but it was that size.
For $72.95,
and it was backed in calico.
So when Jane has a rage, and I do understand the rage.
Stop talking about it.
It really hasn't. And we're like, right, Jane, how can we help the rage? Would you like to do us a show whereby people can use our tapestries and our velvets and give a really luxurious finish?
Yeah.
And Jane said yes. You know what
I think...
I haven't got a half metre of the petrol because I made a infinity scarf out of it and then wore it down to Cornwall and left it there.
Oh.
Yeah. Whoops.
I wonder if Izzy's listening. She does
If
listen.
she is, otherwise, I'm sure that Gemma can text her and ask her to bring it in. So today what we've done is we have put on a deal for you. Any tapestries and chenilles, buy two, get a third half price.
Lovely.
You can't say fairer than that, can you really?
That's amazing.
And then we've got 3 new velvets for you, which look phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah,
Just going to go and turn that light on as well. With all of our tapestries, I had lots of fun with Izzy the other day, looking through, going, that helps, doesn't it? Going, oh, would you do this? Would you do that? Would you...
They all went really nicely, didn't they?
They really did. They really did. And then the other thing for you is... What's the other thing, Jane? Oh, yeah, so the scallop bibs. Now, the video is already up for the members. Members have got a video of this. This is up and the template will be loaded today. That's been emailed across, ready to be loaded. Your granddaughter?
Yes.
How did she take to this?
She liked it initially.
Soft.
Lovely and soft. And she was like, I put it on her and she went like that.
Yeah.
Because she liked it.
Then she did what all children do with bibs and then had enough, yeah. But
I tried
initially...
to take pictures then. And she was like, no!
No. But initially... The feedback was good.
Yes, she did. And
until something was required of her.
Then she looked gorgeous in them.
So this is a different shape. These go from newborn up to sort of 2, 3.
Yeah, well, Iris is coming up to 21 months.
Yeah.
So.
And they just, I don't know what it is, they just work. When I did my initial bib, it took a lot of effort and time to find the right
size.
Yeah. So the inside bit is the same because I know that works. So these bib kits were on your Friday special with 6 fat quarters. You can get 6 bibs out of those fat quarters.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. So nice because she's kept half.
Yeah.
And I've made half.
Great for gifting.
And then there's loads left over. So what I did was then I made brushed cotton hand warmers. out of what I had left over, and I got lots of sets of those for Christmas gifts. So it's a really useful pack. We sold out of those. We've already had emails this morning from those of you that were, oh, there it is, Jane, that were too slow to get it.
I put it on the side just by the pin.
Oh.
Just so it's...
So if you would like to get your hands on, we've got 3 new kits. They will come with, oh, that's, yeah, they will come with the instructions.
Yeah.
But I did just ask Wiz to cut them so that we knew what we had. So let's have a little look at that.
Slightly different, aren't they, than the original?
Well, because we can't do any more of those because we don't have any more of that fabric. But they're just slightly, same collection, just slightly different variations. And they are your variations. So that's one of them. And the thing is that they're fully reversible. Because you've got brush cotton on both sides, you can just flip it around.
Yeah.
So if you've got a different coloured outfit,
And because it's cotton, it'll withstand a
good
hot
wash. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brush cotton is so underestimated. We love it. And so here we go. This is your other bundle.
That's pretty.
This is, so that's not a plain. That's a bumbleberries in the brush cotton. You've got a couple of the red and the white there, are brush cotton bumbleberries. And so we've got a handful of those. I think Wiz has sent that info across. And then, yeah, 4 of version V4, version 4
Version 4.
is this one here. Because this, I mean, this was a popular bundle. There we go.
I think it's lovely having that sort of, it's not necessarily Christmas, obviously you've got the Robin
You've
one.
got your Robin one. He is the most Christmassy out
But
of all of
these
them.
are lovely sort of all year round ones, really.
And dark.
Yes. Hide the
Helpful.
stains.
Yeah. Do you remember Emily's cave one that she had that was reserved for, it was a really heavily patterned one in very, very bright oranges and yellows, and that was chicken korma day on a Friday. That was Friday's bib. And sometimes you just need those bibs. So they will be available for you. They were on at an insane price, so let's not think about that too much. We've got some incredible deals for you today. I'd like to say hello to everyone, however, my glasses are not here. But we will just try and say hello to everyone before we go any further. I am a little bit blind today.
Yeah.
I dried my hair and I've put them down
Yeah.
somewhere
Easily
really
done.
useful. So,
Incredible deals for
ooh,
you
hello.
today. I'd
Turn
like-
that down. Do I actually sound like that?
No. I don't think we do sound like we sound over the...
Do we not? Oh. Joy's here. Good morning, Natasha and Jane.
Well, I
Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? Marilyn's here. You both look very cosy on your tops. It is a cosy kind of a day.
Yes.
Having had that storm batter us from
Yeah. I was
Here
in
to wherever.
Oxford and it was wet and blustery, but I don't think it was as bad as it was here.
yeah.
I think it had calmed itself down a little bit.
Oh, I wasn't here either. I have got to go and do some repairs to fencing though. Sue's here. Can't imagine an outraged Jane. When you first see it, it doesn't happen very often. When you first see it, yeah, it is an unusual sight. It is an unusual sight, but this really did get your goat, didn't
I was
it?
really annoyed about it, and I was just like, they're not even finished nicely to warrant. See, go on about it. Soapbox. I just,
But it is one of those things. If you were going to
I
charge,
probably wouldn't have sold anything of it because I'd have thought, oh yeah, because it's National Trust and it's, you know, you're in a touristy
yeah,
place. Yeah, okay. You expect that sort of, but
£72.50 for a calico back.
72.95.
Don't get our Jane going.
No.
Jan says, great fab Christmas gifts. Been catching up. But took a week to tie a knot in a wire so that we now have broadband.
Yeah, you do wonder,
Joe's
don't you?
here. Joy's here. Joy says, gosh, that's a huge markup. Yes.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you know what we charge you for a half metre of tapestry, and we've got it on a deal. You know, if somebody's making it in a factory, they're not paying retail price for it either, are they?
Nope. So, but you've got that. But also, how many? It's for a half metre. It's less than £10 for a half metre, I think now,
Yeah.
or around the £10 mark, and you're going to get what, 4 cushion fronts from that.
Yeah, easily.
So £2.
I mean, maybe a few less because I sort of fussy cutted.
So let's say 3.
Fussy cut.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works. So even if you get 3,
Yeah.
£3.33, let's say,
Yeah.
for a front.
Same with your velvet. Bit of piping cord.
If you are not making and selling, or even if you're just making and putting on your own sofa to look exquisite and like
You could
you've
make
spent.
them and say, as seen in Blood and Bones.
Well, exactly. Exactly. It's £21.99 per metre. We do have some of our last chance to buy pre-cuts at £19.99 a metre. So it's the velvet we sell by the half metre, isn't it? So so you would get 6 easy out of that.
Easily, yeah.
Possibly more. Anything up to sort of 8 out of that. I mean, that's a whole room full of.
Yeah, that's your.
And that's if you only use it on the front.
Yeah,
if
and
you want
could
to
do the
back it in it
so
and
it's
then
reversible.
bind it all the way around with something fabulous,
Yeah.
like velvet, which I'm hoping Wiz might bring us in a half metre of the petrol quite soon. Yeah, that was, so Joy, that was Jane's outrage. I think though when you sew, you realise that.
Yeah,
and if you
I
don't
appreciate,
sew,
you know, you've got to take into account time and all of the preparation and all of that. I understand that because I do it and I know how long it takes. And I also know how long it takes to make a cushion like that one, which had no edging or anything on it. And I'm just like, that is just taking the mickey.
wind her up.
Yeah,
There we go.
wind it up. Pot her off.
Anne's just had to scrabble about for a mouse because, no, not a real one, to put batteries in her mouse.
Oh, gosh. I
Yeah.
thought she meant like we've had to in the past. When somebody's bought us a gift.
I can't think of, when we had Theo, do you remember Freddie's cat Theo?
Yeah, I do.
And these were in the days when I first started Natasha Makes, and it was through lockdown, and I had to do basically a full day's work before the kids got up to then try and homeschool and everything else.
Yes.
So I was up, and then one of the horses got colic, and in his recovery, so I was up at 3 a.m. doing him before I then started work, and went to bed with the kids, but
Yes.
you know that was fine. It was just a topsy-turvy day, and then my ex-husband would then work into the night. He would then work the other end of the day. And that was how we managed through lockdown. But, thanks, Wiz. But our cat Theo, he would know what time I got up. And 10 minutes before my alarm went off, every single morning, I'd hear the cat flap go, and he'd be sat outside my bedroom with a gift.
Yeah.
Every single morning. So that sort of put me off a little bit. But then watching Malcolm with a mouse that bit him, because he's useless, bless him. That did make me laugh. Debbie's here. Morning, everyone. Beautiful fabric. It is gorgeous. This is your last chance to get it.
Yeah, some of it we're low on stock of, some of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
'Cause it is, you know,
We haven't really done much with the chenille, to be fair.
no.
So we haven't really flashed that about. The chenille is like the tapestry. It's just got a softer handle, but it's the same in terms of the thread size and stuff like that, isn't it?
And the wear on it, yeah.
Yes. So these are all upholstery weight, by the way. So you are absolutely good to go for years and years and years with these. It's probably why they're charging so much, Jane. Nikki's here, Kathy's here, Wendy's here, Anne's here, Mary's here, your mum's here, Susan's here, Donna's here. I was actually looking at my sofa at the weekend going, oh, actually, these would look...
It would look lovely on your sofa. Good.
Donna's here, Val's here, Angela's here. I imagine Jane more of an outraged teddy bear than an outraged hippo. I didn't know that they were our only two choices.
No,
She'd said
I'd
you're
go
not a
with
hippo.
When I go like an outraged hippo. It takes a lot, really.
Stand back.
But when
It's
I
fine.
do go, I get,
We've all had days, haven't we?
Yeah.
I've had days where I've been outraged about something.
yeah.
Normally someone upsetting an animal, that's generally my outrage.
Yeah.
And I remember that one day I was very upset about a horse that I had come in. Who'd been very, and I did vent.
Yeah. It's
quite
have to sometimes to get out your system.
magnificently.
Out of
Everyone
your
just sort of
system.
took a step back
We just stand back.
and watched me
God,
go off. Claire's here, morning everyone. Hope you survived the storm okay. Yeah, we're all good. Carla's here, Brenda's here, Gloria's here, Nikki's here. We were walking the dogs the next morning and Josh looked and went, oh, there's a cock on the floor. I was like, sorry, what? And he said, oh, yes. And a broken shaft. I'm just like,
Pardon?
what are you talking about? A weather vane. The cock was on the floor and the shaft was broken. I'm like,
Excuse me?
what? What are you talking about? Nothing funny as watching my husband choose a mouse. Oh, chase a I haven't got my glass on. Chase a mouse in the house with a cardboard box and a garden cane. These things happen. I remember many, many moons ago, my boyfriend at the time thought it'd be really funny to take the vent out where the tumble dryer used to go. Change tumble dryer, but he didn't block it back up again, which I hadn't realised. And we lived opposite a grain store. So there was that time of the year when the rats would be around. And I went to put my hand in the box for the plaster and the whole thing moved. I screamed so loudly,
I bet
this
you
box
did.
fell off with this rat in it. And I screamed and screamed and screamed and left the house. And I refused to come home until either the rat was dead or I was leaving. Just no, not even an option. And I know living in the country, people get that kind of thing. I know and I understand, and I am a country person, and that is fine, but not in my house.
No, there's one thing about them running around outside, there's another when they're inside your house.
The rat or the boyfriend were going.
One or the
At
other.
one point, it was going to be both. I'm not going to lie.
I can imagine.
This is not okay for me at all. Sue thinks that we all need a bit of Josh's smutty humour in our lives. Yeah, I was going to say we get it on the regular. His smutty humour, yes. Maggie's here. I'm going to shut up before I get myself in trouble. Should we show them some fabrics, Jane? Yeah. The smut is strong this morning.
These are our new colours of velvets, aren't they?
They are, and Wiz has just brought us in what we asked for because she's fabulous. She's got some sort of turban-y thing going on her head.
It's anything to keep warm. I think it was a scarf, but it's gone around her head now to make herself warm.
It's not that cold in there. Oh, so this isn't part of the...
right.
I've done a bundle.
Sorry.
It is for sale. This is the ochre, which I love with navy. Put that with the navy.
This is the one that I bound that's our quilted velvet. That's just a square of quilted velvet with a bound edge. We've got lots of cushion finishing with Flair instructions, so if you just want to do a bound edge.
I have a velvet jewels sofa. You know, my blue
yes, I
velvet
do.
sofa. And it's got a bit of pink and a bit of this kind of This is coming home with me. Thank you and please. But how gorgeous. And the quilted velvet that we've got in, doesn't it just lend itself to it?
I mean, that you couldn't get a quicker cushion than that. 2 squares of quilted velvet bound edge.
Bosh done.
It's done.
Is that one of my cushions in there, Jane?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's sewn in as well, so sorry. It's like
Well,
it's in there.
We'll unpick that later, shall we? Excellent. So, today's velvets. These are the brand new ones. Now, all over Facebook, all over the weekend, I've spent time trying to match these. And what I realised is everybody had different choices. Because I was going to bundle these with the tapestries. And I thought, I don't know your homes.
No, well, this is it.
So you can either buy them
Everybody's
individually
different.
or as a trio, because the trios work on many, many fronts. So
do.
case in point, Janio.
This is the Brook tapestry. That's a metre pre-cut.
They all blinking work.
They do.
Now, I had a choice. I could load that. When I say Gemma could load that with each of those as an option. But to be honest, we'd end up with none of this available to buy individually.
No.
So,
And I'd get really confused packing it.
which we don't want.
No.
These are already cut. They are good to go. pick your velvet, mix and match, whichever you want, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Buy the bundle.
beautiful,
You've got all of it.
gorgeous. Shall we keep, let's keep then these velvets to one side so we can play match. This is our rose, this is our ochre, and we've got a tiny bit of,
There's a tiny bit of the navy which I've used. Not this, that one. That one. That's the, and we're not sure if it's the navy or the Prussian. Oh, sorry.
that's all right. We can't see it anyway because we haven't put it in on the screen enough.
There it is.
That's what you've used,
That's
isn't
what
it?
I've used on the back and for my piping.
But we've only got a tiny bit of that. However, if you wanted to go with the quilted velvet and look like you'd done a lot more,
Yeah.
then you can. We have sold out of the black quilted, but we have the red, we have the navy, we have the it's not vermilion, that colour. We have the grey
The grey's gorgeous.
and the black sold out.
Black sold out. I love that hot pink colour.
Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful,
all
beautiful,
gorgeous.
beautiful. So I'm going to move my coffee out the way, and let's just have a play, shall we, with what works with what, because this is all I did. Oh, and then the other thing, Jane, is this fabric that came in the other day,
Yeah.
and we had at a really special price. Look how beautifully that works with it. Actually, the green,
The green looks
not
nice
too
with
bad
it.
either. That one was
And
the other
navy.
one. And those. When these velvets are gone, you know, they're kind of gone.
This one's gorgeous.
So that was, and this isn't a tapestry, this is a Panama, printed Panama, and we had that at a very special price. We also had it with denim,
Which looks
which was rather fabulous there. So I suggest we just throw these out, Jane. This is a chenille. I made a great big bag with that, didn't I?
I
And
love
if
this. Look at that and the green.
rose, forest, wine.
Just look lovely with it.
Gorgeous, just gorgeous. And you could pick any of those and you'd be right.
Yeah,
And we like to be right, don't we,
we
Jane?
do. We love
Yeah.
being right.
Next.
This is a strawberry thief. This is with the ebony background.
And this is that chenille?
I
It
thought
is,
was
isn't it?
Is it soft? But I thought I'm not sure. I'm not saying.
I'm not saying a word.
Not committing
Do
myself.
you know what?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed that with that.
Isn't it beautiful?
Because I just assumed that you'd go navy
Yeah.
or that you'd go wine
Or the forest.
or the forest. That was what I had assumed.
But look, that one looks lovely with it too.
Jane. And
And
also
like you
that.
say, this beautiful quilted velvet.
And if you don't like velvet, because there's always going to be someone somewhere piping up, no pun intended, saying, I don't like velvet. But you don't have to have it. But you could have this, which is a herringbone, beautiful herringbone in a kind of a mustard. But look how beautiful it looks with those.
It's really lovely, and that looks nice with the navy quilted velvet as well.
All very gorgeous. I mean, our cup runneth over.
It does.
Yeah.
This is the chenille strawberry thief. I think it's called navy because of the background colour.
Right. So lots of people wanted this one with green.
Yeah.
Lots wanted it with the wine. There was a call for it with the blue as well.
Yeah.
There are lots of different shades of blue through here, and this the petrol just sort of, because it's not necessarily navy, but that would work too.
Yeah. But that little bit of, I think we're calling it the Prussian. I think it is the Prussian because that's the one I've used. It's just a shade, slightly lighter, isn't it? Than
Yeah.
The navy.
Not bad.
So
at all.
it's softer. It looks really nice with that.
Ooh,
They're all
Jane.
gorgeous.
Right, next.
This is the brook. This is chenille. This is lovely and soft.
I
No,
love
this is
one.
forest. Sorry, not brook. This is the forest one.
Right. This this, or this.
Yeah, all of those go, don't they?
All of it, Jane, all of it. Or there's your navy.
Yeah.
So I think it's whatever
Yes,
colours you like,
it's
isn't it?
lovely.
At the end of the day, that sounds so obvious, but or whatever colours are already in your room, or
This is Pimpernel, isn't it?
now with the Pimpernel, I went with
That one
that,
looks gorgeous.
or this was my choice for it.
Yeah,
Because of this gorgeous colour that you've got through there, I went with our rose.
yeah.
Just gives that dusky, soft feel.
But equally, the forest doesn't look, you know, if you want a nice deep edging.
It doesn't look out of
Looks
place, does it,
lovely.
at all? Really doesn't at all. So we're trying to be I feel like we're being like a personal shopper today. Jane.
Yes, absolutely. This is
No.
honeysuckle, isn't it? Is it honeysuckle?
Or
is it
snake's head.
Snake's head, this one.
Might be snake's head.
Yeah.
But either way, that's your...
That's my go-to, yeah.
See, I would probably just stick with the blue on that one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because
Or,
this is slightly more terracotta-y, isn't it? The navy looks lovely with it.
yeah, also a great choice. Do you know what? I wonder if, Jane... The grey looks
Oh,
nice,
the grey
actually.
looks lovely.
The grey looks lovely. That's our grey
Quilted.
quilted. Thank you, Jane. Glad
Yeah,
you've
that-
got
'cause
the
that-
words.
Brings up that lovely red. It's sort of terracotta, but red.
Colours are funny, aren't
Yeah.
they? They are funny. This is the forest, again in that denim-y background colour.
That navy.
I'm not sure if they call it navy or indigo or denim.
Yeah, it's one of
They
those
sort of
colours.
swing between them all. But again, you've got that wine in there, you've got
Yeah.
the green in the tail, and then
The
you've got...
three of those look beautiful with that.
If
It
you
really
bought
works with the forest collection.
a metre of this,
Yeah.
and then you bought this bundle here, you could back your cushions in each of those, have that as your front. You could do easy envelope backed,
Yeah, absolutely. Really straightforward ones.
super, super simple and straightforward.
Really quick.
Beautiful, easy, bish, bash, bosh, done.
Yeah, nice and quick. Nice gifts.
You could have it done by Christmas, Jane.
Absolutely.
It'll be an afternoon's work.
It would.
Same again.
Yeah. This forest looks lovely because it's got the black background. It really sort
Pops.
of rich, makes it really rich.
But again, you might have some of these from all the bags that we've done. So anything you've got left over, you can make bags and things out of.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
so lots of tapestry bags.
Let's have a look under what you've got over there. What have you got under there? Oh, this one. This is already pre-cut into half metres for some reason.
I think, did we take it to the show? I love this fabric. It's got a very sort of Art Deco-y
But Jane,
Morris. Yeah,
this is one.
it goes with everything.
Everything.
The ochre with it.
And the ochre as well. We're like, well, it doesn't matter which velvet you pick. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
This one, this quilted one.
Yeah. And actually, you've got the navy in there as well.
Yeah, and that hot pink one wouldn't,
It wouldn't look bad, would it?
you know, because it's got that lovely. Look at that. That's really sort of rocks it, doesn't it?
And this is depending on what setting you've got, isn't
Yeah.
it? You're not going to find that at Blenheim, are you? Let's be
No.
honest. It's too bright and funky for Blenheim. But Jane, if we take that away, equally, if you
Yes,
wanted
that's
something a bit
the
more.
golds.
Did I not notice how beautifully those go together?
Yes,
How did?
that's gorgeous.
Well, that
Rhubarb
is.
custard.
No, but Jane, this is my jewel sofa, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. it
How
is.
did I not notice? Because it's got that pink. It's. Oh.
Nice.
How did I not notice that? Honestly, some days I am quite blind.
Well, sometimes they have to be next to each other, don't they?
Yeah, before you put two and two together.
Before it all works.
That's a whole trio of cushions right there.
Yeah.
Right, let's strip this back.
We've got this beautiful. Look at that. That's so rich. So rich.
We have only got a couple of half metres of this left,
Yeah.
and then it's gone. I would be going navy.
Yeah, navy would, and the grey probably would.
Yeah,
look really
yeah,
nice
yeah,
on
yeah.
that,
Oh
just-
yeah, no, look, you're right.
Just softens it.
Oof,
Lovely.
beautiful.
Some fun here with the elephants. This is another one that everything's going to go with it.
It does. It really does.
It's got the forest, that lovely blue. That blue's almost the same shade as that.
Yeah, because you've got a blue and you've got a teal. So
Yeah.
this one here that's not teal, that's something beginning with V, works really beautifully there. Viridian?
Viridian. It's that colour that when is it brass that goes when it's aged and it's not cleaned, it goes that colour.
This colour. Viridian.
Beautiful.
Oh, now Jane, this. Oh, and hang on, look, grey. How did we, like, the elephants
grey.
are
The
grey.
elephants.
How have we just never even looked? Oh no, could possibly put that with the elephants. It's too elephant colour. Can we just check the...
Oh, the gold would look gorgeous.
Again, if you've got sort of that gold tone in your home, beautiful. This
is
one.
the zigzags. This is a pre-cut metre piece.
A few of these are pre-cut meters because we took them to the NEC and so they were pre-cut. So
Yeah.
That's it. I can't do anything about that. I can't stitch it back together.
And this is another one where everything is going to go with this.
I know, because look, it's got it all.
It's got all the dual colours
it
in.
all.
Even that blush one, really, because it sort of sits between the sort of that colour there.
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's got all of the navy. It's beautiful.
what colour's your home? It's as simple as that, isn't it, really? Yeah. What colour's your home? I would go this gold rather than ochre.
Yes, it's softer.
Yeah. You know what we're going to have, Jane, don't you? We're going to have lots of orders where people have mixed and matched with different styles that we haven't thought of and gone,
Yes.
oh,
We'll
good
pack it
choice.
and we'll be like, look at this, it's gorgeous.
And we do a little run around the warehouse, don't we, going,
We do.
nice choices. Yum. Let me try the, hang on. Where's the
blush
grey?
one? Grey. Nice. Nice. And of course the navy would look lovely with it as well.
When these tapestries are gone, they're gone.
Yeah, these are the last few, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
This is the brook. This is in the light.
This is why I bought
Yes.
the petrol, because just look how beautifully I will cry if you don't get it with this. Just small tears. It's fine, just small tears. I'll let you get away with the green,
Yes.
but if you
That is
buy
made
this and
for
not
it.
this, I don't know if we can be friends. I'm going to be really
Grey would look
honest.
nice with that.
The grey would look lovely too, because there is sort of grey in there. But still, Jane, can we be friends?
It is that one.
It is that one, please.
Yes.
Please and thank you. You might actually, Jane, you might get away. Yeah, because you do have
Yes,
on
it
the
would
fruits,
work,
you've got the
yeah.
pink in there. Okay, so if you want, I'll let you get that and that together to go with. I'll let you. I'll
let you do
I
that.
would accept that as an option. If you find you've got a cancelled order, it's
Yeah.
because I did not approve
No.
your fabric choice.
Have it. Can't have it. This is
I
the
cannot let
forest.
those go.
Forest. This is tapestry. This one. So we know, don't we, that they virtually all go with
Beautiful, beautiful.
this. That's gorgeous.
I mean,
Yeah, they all go really. Apart from the hot pink, maybe.
the hot pink and the ochre, I would say no, but everything else works.
But if you want to put hot pink and ochre, it's your cushion. You can
Now,
do what
Jane,
you like.
if we're talking outrageous hot pink and ochre type things, we had a request on our members' Zoom. We've got some more to go through in a minute, but just as we're talking, could you please pass me a new velvet that we launched today? Because this was requested by one of our members on our Zoom meeting. She said, could I get some more animal print velvet? Yes, I do not need asking twice, Janie, oh, do I?
No.
No, look!
It's got tigers, leopards, all sorts in there.
It's got everything. Okay, it's got everything.
It's got to be done.
I don't know how Bette Lynch your house is. I don't care. I love it, and I'm not here to judge. It's perfect. Now tomorrow, we launch for you. I'm just waiting for the proper bolts to come in for this. This little handbag, which of course would equally look rather fabulous.
Wouldn't it?
So because then you'd have this strap. So this strap goes all the way round. This is tomorrow's make. This is new PU that we've got in.
It's lovely and soft.
It's really nice and soft, and it's also incredibly easy to sew.
Is it? Oh, that's
Yes,
good.
and you can attach your style wheel to the PU.
Oh, amazing.
I know. I had to give it a good old road test, and so when this has got the shorter bolts, that will sit nicely on there, and then you've got a handle.
That's going to look very elegant.
But equally, it could also look rather fabulous
Wouldn't it?
with that as the
Just
velvet.
lined.
I know. So I just throw it out there. This is, again, ridiculous, but I kind of love it. Navy, if you're feeling more sensible. It's all good.
Grey
Just
would probably look. No, it's got to be the ochre or the bright pink.
rude not to. Oh, right, okay. So that's the velvet portion. Oh, Jane, you know what else we've got? We showed the other Panamas, but we didn't show these
Oh, yes, the lovely elephants.
because... Ta-da!
Da-da-da-da.
It's not that we have a colour palette that we love, you understand. And then this is the Agra. This is the last of the Agra. Again, these are cut in... These are 1 metre pieces, $13.99 I've got them down here.
Yeah.
That's a bit crazy, isn't it?
You get all the colours with that because that's such colours in there.
So if you're making the most of today's deal, then you'll be buying the 3 velvets where there's a little deal on all 3 together so that you know that you've got everything. Oh, Jane, look at that navy with that. Ooh, wow. Yeah. You've got that one, right? Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that red. No.
It's a
dark
bit
red.
clashy with the
Yeah.
orangey.
I'd go that one or that one.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh,
Beautiful.
hang on. What about our blues? Yeah, look, it's that.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
And why not the grey? Because you've got the elephants and the...
I keep forgetting. There's an elephant. It's the elephant in the room. We won't talk about it. It's fine.
Oh, this is lovely.
I love this. I've made so many things out of this fabric. Just like a little excuse for a wash bag here and there. We will get on to actually demoing something in a minute. But these are the last of them. So we have put them on, like I said, they're on an incredible offer. But look at that blue that's in that leaf. There is, you see, when I did mine, I did it with,
And that...
it's whatever you want it to be.
Rich, red, pinky... Well, that one, yeah.
So the
I was
pink will
thinking
work.
the deeper one.
It's got all the colours in because look, yeah, up there it's got that.
Yeah.
But it's also got this pink, it's just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Just
Lends
gorgeous.
itself to all of them.
Lovely, Jane, lovely.
Lends itself.
I've got a message from Gemma.
Oh dear.
You're Jane, yeah. I don't know what it's saying. I'll leave you to tidy. We don't have the Agra.
Oh.
They haven't been added back on stock on the NC. They're on the desk. They were there to be stocked,
Yeah,
taken.
I wonder if Izzy misunderstood when I said I'd done the tapestries.
Oh, yeah,
She maybe not,
yes.
because I'd restocked the tapestries when they came in and I was putting them away.
We took them all down for the NEC and then whatever came back up. So, yeah, the Agra, and you probably haven't got then the elephants either, Gemma. I'm sure Wiz can help with that. Actually,
That would look lovely with it, wouldn't it?
look how
Yeah.
gorgeous that is. Can you please share your makes with us when you do these?
Well, we love to see what you're making anyway.
Yeah.
I love it when I get the pictures through from on customer service.
Derbyshire Dye says she's been looking forward to this show. I made Jane's last cushions for Christmas gifts last year. They were adored by the recipients. Can highly recommend the patterns. Says Derbyshire Dye.
Thank
Lovely.
you, Di. That's nice of you.
Wiz is going to sort the Agra and the other one. She's on it.
She's on
I
it.
love this. We've only got a handful of these left. Literally, I
This
think
is
about 2 or
beautiful.
3.
Look at the peacock on that.
I know. But
These.
please get the blush because that works so beautifully there. And obviously that
Works because
just
sort
brings
of
the
brings
richness,
it in.
doesn't it?
And the green, of course. because it's got that lovely rich green. All of those look lovely on that.
I only have a handful. This was so popular at the NEC.
Yeah.
And we did stock up and then, you know. The Monet tapestry, Janie.
That's going to be everything.
I know! Including this one. Look, straight out the bag.
Straight
There it
away.
is.
This is beautiful fabric.
Did you know that Monet lived opposite the Thames for many, many, many
No,
years?
I didn't realise.
Yeah, no, he did, in a hotel.
Oh.
And he made more paintings of the River Thames than anywhere in France.
Oh.
And he had over 70 canvases on the go at any one go, because as the light changed, he'd switch to another canvas.
Amazing.
He must have driven himself mad. Can you imagine having... I mean, I've got a fair few, unfinished projects, but could you imagine having them all out? Because when the light was just right, and trying to remember where you'd put it.
Yes. You'd drive yourself potty, wouldn't you?
You would. You would. I mean, any of those, delightful. Thank you very much. And that one, yeah. There is no wrong choice. And I think because we have the colours that we love.
It's preference, isn't it?
And so we shop within a kind of colour. We do, really. We do sort of, we know what we like.
Because we know what we like and we choose accordingly.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to sell if you don't like it.
And we love it, Jane.
And we love it.
We don't like it, as my daughter says.
Buy it.
I don't like it, Mummy. I love it. Like, thank you, Emily. Thank you for that. I don't like it. I love it. Freddie told me my cooking is slowly improving the other day.
Oh, that was kind of him.
I do feel like your cooking's coming on, Mummy. Is that right?
Thanks.
Good-o.
Good to know. Thanks for that constructive feedback. Child.
He's got a point. He has got a point. I'm not the best in the kitchen. You can't be the best everywhere, Jane.
Of course you can't.
Because otherwise, what's it going to leave for other people to be best at?
You've got to leave something for somebody else to be good at.
That's the one. How do you choose today, Jane? How do you choose?
I just think you get everything if you can.
Everything.
Just get it all.
When it's on offer, it's kind of rude not to, isn't it? And then
The thing is, if you get it, you've got it. And then you might think now, I haven't got time to start anything new, but you have it for next year. And get it while it's on a bargain price, because we all love a bargain.
And you might have that time between Christmas and New Year.
Yes.
Where you might want to just, or when January is a bit dismal.
Oh, January can be awful for people, can't it?
And then you've got, new stuff. You can create new, beautiful things and just cheer yourself up. And you've got it at a bargain.
Beautiful velvets out with the tapestries and all that gorgeous colour. It would really cheer you up. Really cheer you up.
But we need to know what we're going to make, Jane.
I'm going to show you how to do the velvet piping.
Good. I'm going to get out the way.
The cushion itself, we've talked about piping before, and velvet it's easy to work with. There's no secret to it other than...
Oh, come on.
Other than...
You're not gatekeeping the keeping the velvet.
Keeping the velvet. You've got a nap on velvet.
Yeah.
So if you brush it one way, it's smooth, and if you brush it the other way, it goes rough. So you can feel it. It's rough that way, and so it goes sort of darker. That's brushing against the nap, and then the nap goes, and it's nice and soft. I've got a velvet love seat, which actually I keep covered most of the time with a throw because of the cat and the dog. And
It's crazy, isn't it?
I get really cross if somebody puts their hand on it and makes the nap go the wrong way.
I bought my sofa, my velvet sofa, my beautiful velvet sofa that I love. I bought that when I was on maternity leave with Emily. So I've had it a good few years now. Bear in mind that she'll be 7 next year. Crazy. And so I went. Was I pregnant with her? It was around because I just remember thinking I'm ridiculous buying a velvet sofa with a 4-year-old and one either very small or on the way. What am I doing? What am I doing? But actually, 7 years on, it's fine.
sponges really well, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Cleans really
And-
nicely.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking at here. These are upholstery quality velvets.
Yes.
So I think they've got 50, it's some ridiculous number of rubs that it can have, which
Yeah.
they do with like sandpaper or something insane to check that it's going to have good wear and tear.
Yeah.
And that's what we've brought you.
Lovely. Now, if you buy a half-metre piece, you'll have a great long piece with your salvages on both sides. For your cushion, you're just going to cut a front and a back the same size, whichever size cushion you want.
Yeah.
I've been quite vague about that because people's cushions are different. Some people like small cushions, some like great big ones. Some people like a variety of sizes. We're all different, aren't we?
It's
So,
like in
yeah.
America where they have all the cushions on the bed
Yes.
and you have to
because
spend like half an hour taking off all the cushions before.
You can even
There'd
get
be
in
no
there.
sneaking up for a sneaky nap, would there?
I thought you just bury yourself in all
Yeah.
the cushions.
What would you do?
Now, piping cord. This is the piping cord we've got is size 5, which I think is 5mm. I'm not familiar with piping cord. I've only ever sort of like just gone and got piping cord and used it.
We've got, I think ours is like 5mm or something.
Yeah. So there's probably upholsterers out there going, there's lots of different sizes of piping cord. You're talking rubbish, but there we are. Piping cord. That's cotton piping cord. This is polyester mix, isn't it? Our velvets. It's not
Yes.
Cotton velvet, because we did have cotton velvet when we first started. So cut your size of your cushion pad,
Whatever
size
size
you
it
want,
is.
squares.
Yeah.
From your leftover pieces, you want to place. So your piping cord, you're going to need a piece of cord to the 4 sides of your cushion. So if your cushion's 20 inches, you're going to need 80 inches, so 2 metres and a little bit. Get 2.5, just to be sure. Get 3. And then you'll be perfect.
Get
Piping
all
cord's-
the meters.
Cord's one of those things that's always handy to have in your stash, because you never know when you might just need to have some.
I use it for drawstring bags
all
because
of
it's
that
lovely
thing.
and soft.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have. It's one of those products that it's good to have, like
Yeah.
your wadding and your
Yeah.
stuffing, and that's always nice
It's
to have
to
it
hand.
there.
Because
I'm just gonna
otherwise when you
square
need
that end
it-
off there.
and you've got to wait, then your mojo's gone.
Well, this is it, and there's nothing worse, is it, on a Sunday afternoon, getting a project out and then finding you've got no piping cord, and of course all the shops are shut.
Yeah.
Um,
Or it's blowing a hoolie and you don't want to leave the house.
no, you don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, that one too. What are we doing, Jane?
So I'm placing the 45-degree line of my ruler against the edge of my fabric, so the salvage side, if you like.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes,
This is to make bias binding.
this is bias. You can make straight edge, and that's the same as you would make for your quilts and all of that. So that's straightforward. The thing with the bias is for a cushion, it's a bit easier to get it round the corners if it's bias. And still get a nice square corner.
Now, in the past, when I have not felt able to do that, my skill set possibly hasn't been quite up to that.
No,
I've just sewn them on straight
and that's fine.
and then just sewn over the edges.
Yeah, and you can do that lovely twisty bit
Yeah.
on the corner, and that's fine. You've done cushions like that, and they look gorgeous.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong way. You do what you feel comfortable with. I'm going to show you how to do the biased edge. If you want to do straight edge, that's fine. It's all the same process. Once you've made your binding,
Yeah.
if you like, you can then do
Yeah,
with
for
it
sure.
if you like. So the thing with velvet, as I said, is there's a nap. So cut your 45-degree line initially, and that gives you your edge. And then you're going to cut strips at 2 inches. And that's quite a wide strip, but velvet, particularly this velvet, has a tendency to move. So it's better to have that little bit extra, and you can trim it down
Yes.
than have it cut short and then you end up getting in a pickle. So
We do not want to get in a pickle.
4 strips for a sort of 20-inch cushion from 1/2 metre width would probably be enough. I'm only just doing a little cushion, so I'm just going to do 3 strips. Keep the strips on your mat. Don't move them at this point. Don't think, oh, I've cut that and put it to one side. Just keep it there on your mat for now. And I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. It's because of this, because of the nap of your fabric. And what I did was I put a pin while it's on the mat. I put a pin in one end of each strip to remind me which side was which. Because if I'd put the same ends together, my nap would have gone the opposite way, and then one looks light and one looks dark. Because if you turn it round, so if we keep it all in the same direction, then our velvet is going to look nice. So you've got a 45-degree, when you turn these strips now, you've got a 45-degree line, which is great because that's what we join our velvets together with a 45. When we're doing piping, we do a 45-degree seam because we don't want the bulk there. Now if you look, that's my two pinned edges, so I'm going to join an unpinned edge to a pinned edge to keep the nap all in the same direction. But when we get to that, we can see that they're not going to go together.
No.
So we just need to take the 45-degree line on our ruler and place that on top of the strip there and just cut that triangle out to give us the 45-degree that we're going to need to join that together and keep our nap all going in the same way so that our fabrics look good. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but if I turn this and put it pinned edge to pinned edge, this strip actually looks darker. I don't think it comes up well on the camera because the nap's going that way and that nap's going that way. But you would see it in daylight, you would see that.
And also because it has a bit of movement. I can see it from here, but
yeah.
I'm at a better angle.
Yeah.
I think overhead you wouldn't see it
No,
necessarily.
I don't think it sees so well. So that you might think, well, does it matter? It doesn't. If you don't mind about it.
It only matters if it matters.
Yeah. But that will give you a nice finish. So we're going to pin these together now, and we're going to put them together like so. But don't forget, because we're using a 1/4 inch seam, we just need to offset those by 1/4 inch so that we get that continuous. And because velvet has got a nap to it, has got movement, you'll probably find you want to pin this quite well. Whereas normally I just stick mine, you could use your quilter's tape, is that what you were going to say?
Oh, on the next bit, I wouldn't have done it here, but yeah, on the next bit I would.
And it will, because it just likes to move. And you will probably find it's easier to sew if you put your walking foot or use your even feed foot on your machine. The mini beast will make light work of it, but on a domestic.
But even so, I would put a walking foot on.
Yeah. It'll just prevent the movement and it makes it easier to sew. Just missed the first few stitches on that. And then we can press those seams open. And actually, finger pressing is probably enough because it does like to lie flat. I'll just have a look at this. This is probably yeah, this will probably do all 4 sides, that's fine. So we'll just leave it with the 2 for now. So we can take those pins out. Once you've joined all your strips together, you can take the pins out. Then we're going to place our piping cord along that strip, inside, on the wrong side. So this is the wrong side of the fabric now. And we're just going to encase that around the velvet. And again, you may find that you want to put a pin in that, or use your quilter's wash away tape, just to hold those layers together. Now I changed to my zipper foot on my machine at this point to sew this down.
I've got a new zipper foot coming, Jane.
Have you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It should be here today, which doesn't help you right now,
No,
this
but
very
I think
moment
we'll get
immediately.
away with using this foot for now. You want to stitch as close to your piping cord, which is why using your zipper foot is ideal.
And probably in the same colour, unlike me. Although, to be honest, Jane, it sort of disappears into the velvet, doesn't it?
Disappear into the velvet. You may want to extend. We haven't got a zipper foot, have we, for this at the moment?
Like I say, it arrives today.
Because this is going to be, it's going to have the width of the foot away from the edge of the piping cord. If you use your zipper foot, it will stitch right up against the edge of that cord, encasing it and holding it in.
Do you know what I meant? I meant to collect it from Cornwall, and then I made my Christmas cards instead, which I made out of my my Christmas tree decorations.
Oh, how lovely! That's so lovely. That's a really nice idea, actually. Having those trees as a gift to the card at the same time, isn't it?
I'm going to say we forgot to take Freddie's phone with us, which meant that he actually was sociable, which was lovely. And so Saturday, whilst blizzard or storm, whatever, was raging, we sat and we watched Christmas movies and we made our Christmas cards. So what I've done is, with Christmas paper, I've done a triangle the same size as my Christmas tree decorations and stuck that onto the card with a little cork tree base and then a little gem at the top, and then stuck the Christmas decoration one over the top, so that when they take that off to put that on their tree, they've still got a card. I'll have to show you.
It's lovely.
And it just worked really, really beautifully. So if you didn't manage to get hold of one of the bundles with the really easy snap together
Made a bit
hangings.
of dinner of that there, but that's okay. So you can see now we've encased that in the velvet.
Nice.
Got that untangled edge there. And for your cushion, then, you want your cushion front. I think doing it to the cushion front, because if you're using tapestry for your cushion front, is easier. It's a bit more grip. I mean, you can pin it to the velvet. It works just as well. But you need to start on one side, quite close to the corner, but with a good overlap of your edge. So I've said sort of halfway down, but don't start sewing it until sort of like about 1 inch, 2 inches away from the corner. So you've got this movement here when you come to sew. And again, just pin that in place. When you come to the corners, you can get hold of the cord inside and you can just pinch it to get that right angle. And it might take a few times to do it, and this edge here will raise itself up. Don't worry, but just make sure that you're nice and you've got your square or your corner, your right angle, and it's lined up again with the next edge, and pin that. But as I say, this raises up. So you just take your scissors and you snip into that corner. Just do a little bit and then ease it. You don't want to sew through your line of stitching, But what will happen is you'll end up with it lying flat, and you'll have your corner piece where it sits. Just do a bit more in there. This is because I haven't sewn right up against the edge of the cord. But it sits nice and flat then, and you'll have like the square of your corner of the fabric that you're going to use. Now, if you don't like the fact that you're losing nearly ½ an inch of your fabric round the edge, you can either add that onto your size beforehand, so add an extra inch rather than the ½ inch that we usually use, or you can trim this velvet trim back down. But I chose to cut my cushion bigger rather than, because it was nice to have that raw edge to line up with my fabric.
So Jane, I posted pictures of your cushions and explained about your outrage on Facebook.
Yeah.
I've had someone ask if we're selling them. They will, I don't know, they might come home with me.
I think they look better on your sofa, to be honest.
Yeah, and then Becky says, wow, £70 for one cushion. It was more than £70, Becky, it's more than £70. Who the heck has that kind of spare cash? Thank goodness we can get the products from you, and much more reasonably too. Well, I mean,
think it's probably more likely aimed at the tourist.
I would think quite likely so.
There was quite a lot of Chinese, Japanese visitors at Blenheim when we were there. So.
Which is a shame, because, and I think sometimes you can be bamboozled by another currency, can't you? And think you're getting a bargain. Chris hopes that you still enjoyed your visit, despite it.
We had a lovely time. Well, I got Miss Iris with me anyway, and she was fascinated by. They've got lots of china cabinets, and when you've got children, you think, oh, but they were behind glass, and she was very careful, but she was spotting the animals in the china cabinet, and she was fascinated because they were at her eye level.
Yeah. As is going underneath the roped off areas. Ask me how I know. Kirsten says you do it much better. And Marilyn says that she's sure that your cushions will knock socks off anything Blenheim has to offer.
Thank you.
I mean, no pressure, Jane, but...
No.
And Alison says it's always good to be able to make your own and use beautiful fabric, and also choose the colours that you want.
I was going to say, it becomes more personalised, doesn't it? And you feel more... I think you've got... when you've done it yourself... There's a, I don't know, they feel better somehow.
Yeah. My next door neighbour was very upset with me because I didn't have any spare velvet in my stash. She's like, but you always have stash. I was like, I know, but these have just come in, and the only stash that I have I'm now wearing round my neck.
Yes.
Soz.
Well, the velvet scarves are so lovely and warm, aren't they?
Do you know actually what else I need to do? I need to try the Velvet Infinity scarf in that quilted. Do you think it would look weird in the quilted velvet?
Would it be a little bit stiff? Would it be more like a cowl than a scarf?
We could do the cuddle cowl.
Because it's got the wadding and backing in it. I mean, I know it's a very thin wadding. The only way to do it is to try it.
Try it, isn't it? Yes.
Isaac used to watch a programme called Art Attack, and it was Neil Buchanan and he used to go, try it yourself. Yes.
I read a thing that made me giggle the other day. It's like, imagine if Banksy was actually Neil Buchanan.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is. That would be quite amusing.
Glenn's got a theory that it's somebody like royalty, because they have that little bit of anonymity anyway.
Do you think?
Who knows? Nobody knows, do they? This is the whole... And this... We love, don't we? A little bit of a mystery, a little bit of a...
No, see, this is where I'd be using my quilter's wash away tape.
Yeah, because this will come in, this will make life quicker, absolutely quicker.
But you are a girl of pinning, many pins. Yeah, there you go.
So what we'll do now is we're going to sew around, and again we'll sew as close to that edge as we can. I'm not going to do it because I can't get close into the edge. It's quite baggy. But I'll show you how to join it together.
And which one do you mean? She wanted to place an order for the Elephant Parade. I don't know which one, because we'll check if we've got any. I don't know if it was the Agra or the other elephant one, which we hadn't actually got loaded at the time. So Anne, just go back in and check, my love, and just
Gemma
make
will
sure,
be-
because we had to have a rapid count up because everybody thought somebody else had done it and we hadn't.
There's
With
a
the best will
rhyme,
in the
isn't there,
world.
about somebody and everybody and nobody. Just take your, because the width of your binding was 2 inches, just with your ruler, just pop your ruler against the edge, the shortest edge. Take your binding across and cut that at 2, because that's the width of your binding. Cut that off. And then you're going to need to unpick your stitching to open up and expose the piping cord. You're going to stitch it back down, so it doesn't matter, and you might think, why would I stitch it in the first place? But you need to hold it together. Take it back on a cushion about 3 inches, so that you've got a good exposure of piping cord.
Do you know what I do, Jane, as well? Is that I do this on the bottom edge, so that if I make a right old hash of it, you're not going to see it that much either.
It's going to be hidden. Yeah.
So I am quite technical about where I do this, just in case, because, you know, I'm a bit bish bash bosh sometimes because I just need to get stuff done. If I had the luxury of time, it would be different.
Well, this is it. We're all the same, aren't we? We've got.
Yeah.
So now you're going to cut your 45-degree angle, like you did before. So you'll place your 45-degree line on the end of your. I'm going to unpin this and I'm going to go right back. Because of course, when you've got a bigger cushion, you've got more space.
Have you tried to
did
be?
I, when I was thinking, I'll just do a small sample because that'll be quicker
Yeah, no,
to demonstrate.
no. Guys, please do bear in mind that, I think Anne's found it, with these tapestries, lots of you are buying 2, which is great, thank you very much. But if you want a third at half price, you've got to pop that in your basket.
Yes, it's got to be in there to get the.
In it to win it, Jane.
Yeah. So, 45-degree line across the bottom of your strip, because you want that. Let me just check this. I want that angle to be the opposite way. Yeah, that's right.
And bear in mind all the different bags that we've done with these.
Yeah, it is at the bottom. I was looking at it the wrong way, and I was just like, for a minute, then I was like, that's not going to work. 45-degree. Cut that edge off. Now, when you come to put these back together, that's going to make like so. Now, that's baggy, and that's not right. So you need to take another inch off. Now you've got that 45-degree angle in place. Take an inch off that end. That will give you plenty of room then for your seam allowance and everything else, but it will make it fit. So then you place them right sides together like you did before, offsetting them. Let's just expose that a bit more. Offsetting them before, pin, 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 or quilter's tape, whichever you feel will hold it and not let it move. Run out of pins.
There's another one of pins over by the.
Got loads of pins, haven't they?
Pins everywhere,
Pins
Jane.
everywhere.
And I cannot stress enough when these tapestries are gone, because we've made so many makes with them.
Yes.
But when they're gone,
Please don't email me and say, can we get more?
because we're not
The answer will be
for
no.
now.
And I hate saying no to our customers.
Yeah, I know.
So now your binding, you see, then lies nice and flat against
Oh, what
your
would do if I kept?
cushion.
There you go.
So again, that, and you can snip those You can snip those ears off if you feel they're in your way. That lies nice and flat there.
Nice.
So you keep that open, and you take your piping cord and you lay those flat against your trim, against your binding, making sure they're lying nice and flat and they're together. And then you can take your scissors and you simply snip them through the two, so they actually butt up together. Now, you could leave that like that and just fold your binding back in, sew that binding back down with your zipper foot again, and then sew it back to the edge. Or if you want to be certain that it's going to not move, because that will hold, but maybe over time that gap will come apart.
Yeah.
So you take a needle and thread. I've got one on here somewhere. I did have. There it is. And just go into your cord. Do a few over stitches. It's a bit messy, and you'll think, this is like, why am I doing this? This is rubbish. Because it's not the easiest thing to sew together because it frays. But it's only just to anchor the thread together. Just a couple of stitches. Just holding it. And then you'll just wind your thread around the edges just to hold it together. And it just anchors it, and you can sew through and wind it round, and it tidies it a little bit so it's all bound together. And that will just hold it and prevent it moving, so over time it won't separate through. But obviously the more you wind it round and hold it, fasten it off, put stitches in it, it's messy, but of course it's encased in the fabric, so it's not going to show. And then you carry on and you sew that down with your zipper foot, and you sew it to the edge of your fabric with your zipper foot. And then it's simply a case of putting your backing fabric on. You'll be able to feel where the cord is, and again I used the zipper foot, and I sewed all the way around, and I left on one side or at the bottom a gap, and I just came round and I just sewed to there and to there, sort of thing, and left a big gap so I could get my cushion pad in, and then pulled it through to the right side, gave it a press, and then put my cushion pad in and hand sewed it up with a slip stitch. I don't know whether we'll even see. It's that side. I think that's the side with the slip stitch, yeah. If we can go close up, you can't see it, because this is the beauty of velvet. Your thread.
We will in just 1 minute. It just has to bibbidi boot itself. There we go.
Yeah. Your
there.
thread melts into the velvet. You can't see the stitching. That's definitely the side that I hand sewed. So it gives a lovely, neat finish. The corners are fairly square. They still will be rounded over,
I like that though.
but that gives it a softness, doesn't it?
Mm. So Jane, we've got a few, I mean, it's just beautiful. And we've got a few of these shows. So next week, because I think sometimes the finishing of the project, we end up with so many projects sitting around because we're not quite sure how to finish them off.
Yeah.
So next week, what we've got for you, and it's not going to be a long show by any means, but I think it's going to be an essential show.
Yeah.
And that is, we have got some beautiful new fleeces in. We've got all sorts, haven't we?
They're exciting.
We have got. We've got cosmic fleeces. We've got dragon fleece, dragon scale fleece. We've got little girly type fleeces. If maybe you want to make bean bags or whatever with them.
Yeah.
or if you just want to bind them and edge them, which is just a really quick and easy way to make a blanket for a little one. Bearing in mind that with some little ones, you don't want too much heat, you just want something that's light.
Yeah, when you have that sort of like afternoon nap time, it's just something to cover them and make them feel snuggly. And also, because it's fleece, it's got this lovely tactile feel.
Yes.
So sometimes it's just a comfort blanket, isn't it? That they'll...
And the underside is lovely as well. Now, of course, you can back your quilts. In fact, we were saying, weren't we, with the going completely on a tangent as per usual, the quilted velvets would make a beautiful back to a quilt, and then you could stitch in the ditch along that quilted.
Yeah, you could follow the edging. Yeah.
And you wouldn't need any extra wadding if you didn't want to, because you'd be saving yourself money in using it, which isn't ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that can be cut in a continuous length. So there are lots of options on these.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that with the fleeces that we've got, they've got a lovely underside, so you don't have to back them in and think, as they are is lovely, but I know what happens, we get them and then we're not quite sure how to finish them off.
I think also with the fleeces, people are worried because it's got a little bit of movement to it. So they're worried that it's going to stretch. But using your walking foot will eliminate any of that little bit of movement. You'll be fine with it. So they're easy to use, and you get such a lovely feel to them. They're lovely.
Yes.
I can't stop playing with this velvet because it's gorgeous.
It feels lovely, doesn't it?
It's lovely.
Lots of you putting your orders in. Thank you so much. And like I say, please don't ask us to restock any of it. We aren't restocking any of the tapestries or the chenilles until we move. Just because
it's storage, isn't it? As well?
Yeah, we know
bulbs.
We're back on that thing again, that we know we've got to. The time is coming up that at some point we know that we've got to move, and so we've snuck up again with all the velvets and the this and the that. So while they're in, they're in. When they're gone, they're gone.
Yes.
There are, if you are buying and you're going, well, actually that's too much for just cushions, do take a look at all the other beautiful bags. We have done rivet handled bags. We've done corked bottom bags. We've done I'm Not a Doctor bag. We have done, what else looks beautiful in these? The 30 centimetre tubular frame bags are gorgeous in these. They are such a versatile fabric. And then if you get pouches 4 ways, then you've got little makes for your scrappy leftovery bits. Yeah. So there are lots and lots of patterns that we've done using the chenille, using the tapestry. Anything, by the way, that I've used tapestry for, you can use the chenille for as well. The velvets are absolutely gorgeous. Actually, do you know what, Jane? I'm looking at that new animal print one and thinking how beautifully it works with all of our fabrics all the waterproof fabrics that we've had.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it would look gorgeous, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And
so,
cork.
You know,
yes.
Yeah, there's all of that.
And also with the cushions, if you didn't want to, have the permanency of stitching it together, we've got all the cushion finishing with flares, we've got concealed zip, we've got envelope backs, all the different types of finishing. We've got the bound edge, we've got the faux piping, all of that. So, there's plenty to choose from to get a different finish for each of your cushions.
Have a good rummage. Yeah, I quite like that, having each one slightly different.
Yeah.
There are those people that want a uniform,
Yes.
and I salute you.
But it is nice to have them just the same but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little quirk to each one. Yes. So there we are, everybody. That is today's show. Tomorrow, a slightly unusual bag from me, but we're launching a new PU. It has got a grain to it, so it looks like a faux leather.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely and soft.
And it will, by the time,
It's really supple, really soft.
Now you can upholster with this. This is an upholstery weight PU. Just so as you know, you can upholster with it. Yeah. I have covered the tops of old work surfaces with this and then just staple gunned it underneath to give a faux leather top.
Yeah.
I've done that and upcycled stuff very, very simply and easily with that. Yeah. So it's a super, super versatile one. We've had this in stock now for a little while, but I haven't had it. I haven't put it to air because I hadn't tested how it's sewed, and I won't do it until I've tried it. So it's beautiful. It's easy to sew with. Your foot doesn't get stuck on it. I've really enjoyed working with it. And tomorrow's bag is something just a little bit quirky and different. You can have it as a clutch. You could make it a little bit wider and put your tablet in. It's entirely up to you.
Lovely.
There you go.
Nice.
So that's tomorrow's show. Thank you, everybody, for watching and for placing those orders. And yeah, like I say, when it's gone, it's gone. Thank you ever so much. We will see you here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Take care. Lots of love. Stay in out of that horrible weather. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.